That one hurting a little. Yo, what up? It's Don.
Simon Lee here.
We are the Soul Brothers, and we snap and pop in the intros of our videos. I don't know why. That's just what happens. Some things happen in life.
Yep.
And that's one of them. But we're back with a performance review. A big time signature shoe.
Huge, huge, huge.
Big time.
Very big.
This is the Lebron
13
Elite. In this red colorway. And they did switch some things up in the Elite.
They did.
You know, it's a pretty elite shoe. It's a premium feeling shoe for sure.
Yep.
But this is my pair. I copped these. There was about 3,000 shoes that came out this month, so we kind of split them up. So our bank accounts are tapped out, but hey, we have a lot of shoes. So anyways, this is it. Starting off with the traction, you have the same exact traction pattern and translucent rubber outsole as we have in our regular 13 that we tested. And the traction is really, really good.
Yep.
Solid traction. Does absorb a little bit of dust, and so you do need to wipe occasionally. Nothing too crazy. But for, you know, as wild as this traction pattern looks, it actually performs really well.
It does.
And the rubber's really, really hard. You know, we haven't tested these extensively outside, but I think they'd be a decent outdoor shoe if you want to drop $200 on an outdoor shoe.
Exactly.
Which I'm not sure you do. But just throwing that out there. Okay, moving on to the cushion, the midsole. All right, we have a full-length Phylon midsole, but they stuck some zoom units everywhere.
Bottom-loaded?
Bottom-loaded zoom units. These are hexagonal hex zoom units, I'm going to call them.
Okay.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. A big one in the heel that's a little thicker, and you can't feel much of it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, you know, it'll give you a little bit of cushion.
Just a tiny bit of bounce.
But you're getting a ton of response still, which is chill. I don't love it because I still feel a little off. It just feels like there's some bumps under my feet a little bit, which I don't really love that. But you know, it does break in nicely, and you can feel it somewhat. So you know, I don't hate it. But I definitely don't love it. Anyways, they also added this midfoot shank plate, which is full-on carbon fiber. Real carbon fiber.
A lot of people were asking, but does this dig into your foot at all?
No.
No?
I didn't have any problems.
That's good.
Yeah. So I just, you know, will give you a little support on the sides here.
Okay.
And then another big difference moving on up to the upper is this whole upper now is this Cura material.
Yep.
which is definitely a cool material.
Very nice.
When we first kind of saw it and saw that they were going to start implementing it in performance basketball shoes, we weren't too familiar with it, but it kind of reminded us of a clutch fit type of material.
Yeah.
It's definitely not as soft as clutch fit, but there is a ton of support there. I like this upper a lot more than the 13, the regular 13
the
upper.
13 was really hard.
Which isn't saying much, but I do like it a lot better.
Yeah.
They took away the big posit pieces that were very, very cumbersome and just, were just too abrasive.
Yeah.
It was too much for the shoe. They put this little right here on the toe. This is like a nice leather.
Yeah.
This feels like a lamb's buttocks. You know what I mean? So,
very soft.
And they
Very
did some
soft.
overlaying around the edges. And, the upper is nice, man. It's a nice material. Big step up for me, in my opinion, than just the regular 13. I wasn't a fan of the regular 13 really at all. And I did enjoy the shoe. Okay, moving on. I'm going to talk about the fit real quick because that is my main problem with the shoe.
Yeah.
Okay, LeBron has a big-ass Barney Rubble foot.
Yep.
I guess. And I have a very narrow, slender earthworm gym foot. Okay, and I'm sliding around in this shoe. And I have my, I think it's my Clutch Fit Drive 1 insole.
Yeah.
The Micro G insole, which is actually pretty thick.
Yep.
That's just laid on top of the other insole. And I'm still swimming in the shoe a little bit. So the fit is definitely wide, really wide. If you have a wide foot, you might like this shoe. If you have a narrow foot, I highly suggest you to try these on first.
Or go down half. Probably not though.
It's really roomy.
Lengthwise it was good though, right?
Lengthwise, it was maybe a little long even. So yeah, I would suggest going down a half a size maybe, or maybe even a whole size. I would try them on first. But they still did go with this whole one booty upper. They changed the upper just material wise, and the shape over here is a little bit different too around the ankle. But fit wise, I was not a fan at all. Lockdown, that also affected the lockdown.
Yeah.
The lockdown was pretty bad for me. Cranking these laces down, you pull them tight, they immediately pop loose. But even if I did crank them down and I was able to keep it tight, I just always was sliding a little bit in the shoe.
Yeah.
And even in the heel a little bit. So lockdown was not great. Support is pretty good. These wings here and this carbon fiber midfoot shank that wraps around the side. It does a lot to support your ankle, and all around it's a really strong, solid shoe. Okay, and you're gonna feel very supported in this shoe, almost to a fault. It's a little even bulky. Feeling and heavy.
Yeah, it's same thing with the regular LeBrons.
Yeah,
it's like light. It's kind of weird. It's like light.
Yeah, it's light, but you feel like
it's like bulky, like big. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't feel light on my feet in this shoe.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
So
very supportive though.
Yeah, very, very supportive. Ventilation wasn't too bad. Wasn't really complaining. There's not really too much ventilation, but this Cura material is kind of like a plastic overlaid on top of like a mesh neoprene-ish type of material. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
It's very nice.
But it's very nice and it's, I guess, somewhat breathable.
Yep.
So yeah, ventilation wasn't too bad, but nothing to write home about either. Durability, I think, is extremely good in this shoe.
Yeah.
I put some hours in these shoes and you can barely even tell. They're like, this is, the carbon fiber, the overlay. It's just a really well-built shoe.
Yeah, the only thing I think would wear down is the leather right here. If you do toe drags.
Yes.
But other than that, it's a very well-built shoe.
Yeah, outdoors the shoe probably would just start getting dust. The upper would start getting this leather for sure.
Yeah.
This is just indoors and it's already scuffing a little bit.
Yeah.
So aesthetics, I think they're better than the 13 regular.
I think these are a really good-looking shoe.
I still don't love the silhouette, but I think they're a big step up from the regular 13.
Yeah.
All right, so these are, of course, this is an elite model, so it's a step up in price, right?
How much was it? $200?
$200.
$200.
But so are the regulars.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's smart of Nike.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Are these 200?
I think they were 200.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
We buy too many shoes, dog.
Too many the fucking
For real. But
shoes.
It's a very expensive shoe.
Yeah.
Wrapping things up, my opinion on it is, do I recommend the shoe? Not really. You know, I wouldn't be mad at recommending it to a certain type of person, like a bigger guy, someone with a big foot. You know, more of a strong post player. For a guard, I wouldn't really want to rock the shoe. You know, I was testing this at the same time with the Kobe 11 EM. And when I switched into the Kobe 11 EM, I literally felt like a whole different player. I felt so quick and fast and agile, and the shoe was so minimal. This shoe is very, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
You know you're wearing the shoe the whole time, you know, and it's a little bit heavy feeling. It feels bulky. And I just didn't feel super quick in it, so I didn't really enjoy it too much. But it is a step up from the regular 13, and if it is the same price, forgive us if we're wrong. I mean, definitely get this over the regular 13.
Yep.
If you want this silhouette. But not a big fan of it, but don't hate it as much as I hated the 13.
Yeah.
You know? But this is definitely not a shoe that I would just have in my bag.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Especially not for $200.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. That's my honest opinion after testing it. You know, make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. We appreciate all the support. You got anything to say, boy?
No. These are fucking huge.
They're fucking huge.
Look at this. This guy. Exactly.
Anyways,
thanks for watching. That's a review. Make sure to check us out on our other channel called Trenzy, and we'll see you guys next time.
Later. My name is Don.
And later. Peace.